The river had a mind. I felt for the first time that it's really alive.
I do find things about myself which surprise me sometimes. If you ask me, that's the main reason why I do this.
There are few places left in the world that really are natural, and this is completely like a step back in time.
On India's eastern plains, the country's political borders begin to taper, down to a narrow stretch of countryside only 20 kilometers wide. It is at the end of this narrow strip, squeezed between Nepal, Bangladesh, and Bhutan, where those borders unexpectedly open back up to a vast and forgotten domain, a domain that encircles the last lengths of the mammoth Brahmaputra River and its surrounding mountainside hinterland. Its outer reaches are a remote space, somehow connecting the noble heights of the greater Himalaya with the primal jungles of Southeast Asia. A wild realm defined by sensitive international borders, by diverse tribal networks, encroaching national interest and cultural influence, and by a writhing patchwork of religions and old world tenets. Pirates and spirits, it is a real never land. And once each year, a small team of adventurers returns to brave not only the currents of the region's wild rivers, but the region itself, where circumstances are often unpredictable, the distance is great, and logistics demanding. Every November, half of the team drives a truckload of equipment, food, tents, safety gear, paddles, and boats, across 1,000 miles of hostile terrain. And from the crowded streets of Delhi comes the other half of the crew, to the fertile flats of the Brahmaputra River Valley and the heart of Indian tea country. From here, a full day's ferry up the braided Brahmaputra brings the group to the edge of the jungled foothills of the Himalaya. What follows is a 2-day drive, up through dense mountain wilderness, on roads impossibly cut into steep topography. Early mornings and the long route ahead have become the first tangible measures of the lofty reaches of a common goal.
What can we do? We just gotta go, hard forward.
When the caravan pushes its way through a thick stand of elephant grass, the crew finally lays eyes on the launching point of their self-contained whitewater odyssey. Here the scale of the river becomes astonishingly clear, and evidence of the high water mark a sight to behold. Tents are pitched for the first time, and great luxury comes in knowing that 2 nights will be spent in the same location. The following morning comes all too quickly, but waking to a hot breakfast and to sounds of the water receives an eager welcoming. This last day of transition is spent exploring and adjusting to the new environment, testing equipment and warming up on the river, and by unpacking and repacking piles of gear in preparation for a life lived riverside. The group will not reconnect with their support vehicles for 8 days. As dusk sets in on the team's 5th day together, and shadows fill valleys across the Himalaya, the pace finally slows as months of preparation come to a head. A quiet anticipation seems to be the life force in this lonely corner of the world. The light of the campfire becomes the center of the universe, and in high spirits the crew members share laughter and rum, excitements and anxieties, stories of past adventures, and visions of the journey ahead. Visions of 8 more long nights spent under the stars. Visions of big water. Visions of boat-stopping waves. Of 200 kilometers of rapids and remote wilderness. Visions of living life far from the everyday. And of eventually spilling out of the Himalayan foothills, having tackled an expedition far beyond its legendary whitewater. But such foresight is never 2020, and so this retelling of future events can only fitfully end at the beginning. For each annual voyage proves itself a unique collection of unrepeatable circumstances and of stories to be told, a one-of-a-kind blend of adrenaline and serenity, of culture and camaraderie, and of the uncertainty of adventure.